ShartimusPrime, ShartimusPrime. Reading comics, toys are hella sick, hella whacking it, taking bad hits, taking bad shit. Subscribe.
Hey, what's up you guys? ShartimusPrime here, doing another DC Collectibles action figure review set on the DC
Get your big badass toys at BigBadToyStore.com. Click the link in the description below.
Shazam and Black Adam. And then on the back you can see some product shots. There's some other DC Essential figures right over there. There's a little read-up on the DC Essentials line in multiple languages. Now on this side, not much going on. It says DC Essential, or DC Collectibles anyway, in silver foil. It says 9 right there. And then you get the lightning bolts for both not Captain Marvel, but Shazam. I always want to say Captain Marvel. And then Black Adam, and not much more at the bottom. So let's get to it and crack this thing open. And here's Black Adam and Shazam out of the packaging. And I gotta say, first off, both very good looking figures. Also gotta say, a little annoyed that there are 0 accessories that come with these figures. Interchangeable hands, some lightning bolt effects especially would have been really cool to see with these figures, so that already is gonna be a little bit of a bummer for me, but again, I'm liking what I'm seeing over here. We get some pretty good articulation, so let's get a closer look. So first off, we're looking at the Black Adam head sculpt, and I really like it a lot. I mean, just looking at the sculpt of it, I think it looks great. I love the facial expression. He looks really mean. It gets a little bit chalkier, kind of weird right here with the paint on the side. There is that blemish on his chin that bothers me, and a couple of little dots right over there of black paint missing from his hair. I didn't drop him or anything. It was like that when I opened it. But aside from that, I really do like the sculpt and paint. I mean, great looking flesh tone right over here. I love the whited out eyes. He has that mean look, as Black Adam should. I don't know why. I just really like Black Adam a lot. I don't know. I think he's really cool. I don't know a whole ton about him. I always just thought he was a really cool villain. But anyway, looking at the rest of the figure, it is the same as the Shazam figure. So aside from the head sculpts and the paint apps, there is no difference between these two figures. You are buying two of the same thing, which I think is fine for these characters. It works out pretty well. Now, the cape is made out of a very soft material, so it is pliable, and I do appreciate that. We get some nice gold trim right over here. I'm digging that gold trim. I like the sculpt of the cape. Again, nice soft material, so it doesn't really get in the way or hinder anything. And then looking at that whole lightning bolt logo right there on his chest, looks really good. A little dot right there is annoying, but nice sculpt on the figure. I don't know if DC Collectibles is just reusing the same body mold. It kind of reminds me of the Dr. Manhattan body mold a little bit. I'll do comparisons in a little bit, but you can see the wristbands look really good right here. Lightning bolts etched into the plastic. Same thing right here with the belt, which is made out of a fairly soft material, so it doesn't really hinder the waist swivel. You can see it kind of bend with the waist swivel, so that's pretty cool. Nice little stretching fabric material going, or I like this whole attention to detail with the stretching fabric sculpted in there. Nice musculature going throughout. The legs look really good, big old buff legs. And he has fists, and you can see some paint chipping off in the hinges. You'll see that in the neck too. And I like how they hide that neck joint, but yeah, there will be little bits of flaking in some of the hinges, but it looks really good. I love the bright gold paint that we're seeing right here. Pretty cool, man. Shoes look pretty good, and he does have pecals at the bottom of his feet. And then here's looking at the Shazam, or Captain Marvel, or Billy Batson head sculpt, and I really like it quite a bit. It's actually just the Shazam head sculpt, but he does have that young, boyish look, as he should, and it makes me really happy to see. I love that they sculpted him with the smile right here. I like the flesh tone. Looks really good. Comparing it to the flesh tone from Black Adam should be a bit darker, so I really appreciate that. They have that attention to detail there. I like how the hair came out right here, too. Got a little bit of pomp going on, you know. Nice slick back black hair, looking good. And as I mentioned, the capes are the same on these, so we get that gold trim coming around right over here on the back, so I'm liking that. Nice looking cape, nice and soft, and you can see the musculature just a little bit better on this figure just due to the nature of the color red. I do like it. Looks really good. Even the belt is the same. The wristbands are the same. Anyway, you can move the heads up very far. I love that that hinge joint is hidden very well. That's pretty cool, and it will look down quite a bit. And then you get side-to-side motion and no real head pivoting. It kind of shifts around a little bit, but not too much. Shoulders move outward that far. You can move them down that much. You can rotate a full 360. You get a bicep swivel. Great double-jointed elbows. And then the wrist turns side to side and hinge up and down. You can see that paint chipping a little bit in the hinge. Get a good eye crunch. It'll move forward that much, so that's not too bad, and it'll move back quite a bit. You can see the paint kind of stopping a little bit right there, but still good ab crunch articulation. You get the waist swivel, and you can see how it kind of runs into the belt a little bit, but that's okay as long as you don't leave it there for too long. Then the hips move outward quite a bit, and you can get them kicking forward and back a little bit, upper thigh cut. You get double jointed knees right here, you get boot rotation, then the ankles move down, they do move up, you can turn them side to side, and you do have ankle pivot. And just because I'm an ankle pivot connoisseur, the ankle pivot works in a way where it's actually the hinge up motion and the side to side motion working together to get that ankle pivot. As you can see, that ball joint kind of shifts to the side and moves up some, so you have that ankle pivot. But luckily we have the calf joint right here to make things work out a lot easier. So now to measure out these two figures, you can see that Black Adam and Shazam are both standing at about 7 inches tall. And then for a DC Essentials size comparison, we have the Black Adam and Shazam compared to Dr. Manhattan and Ozymandias. And the ankle articulation on these DC Essentials kind of throws me off a little bit. I don't know, a little bit more tricky than I'd like to have deal with these figures. And you can see that the Dr. Manhattan body mold has been reused over here with these two figures. And then here's the Shazam and Black Adam figures next to a couple Superman figures. We have the DC Multiverse Super Friends Superman right there, and then we have the DC Direct Superman from JLA from many years ago. And I thought these might fit into scale with the DC Direct, but they're still a little too tall. And I don't have a DC UC Shazam figure to compare these two. I've never been the hugest Captain Marvel fan, but I gotta admit that I am very excited for the Shazam movie. And then to compare Shazam and Black Adam next to your average 6-inch scale figure, we have the Marvel Legends Big Time Classic Spider-Man. Hey, so Shazam has a magic word. Well, I got a magic word too. It goes like this. So I've definitely had my complaints about these two figures, but I'm also definitely having a lot of fun posing them around. So that is really worth something to me. I think they look great, even though they do have some blemishes here and there, and the articulation can get a little bit loose on me, and I am bummed out about the lack of accessories. Just absolutely zero accessories bums me out some, but at the price point of about 40 bucks, I'm still giving this 2-pack set a SUD rating of...
It's not too bad.
And of course, I would like to know what you guys think, so please let me know in the comment section below. And are you excited for the Shazam movie? I am. Check out my review of the trailers over on Stardust. I do post on Stardust, even though it's been a little while. But yeah, if you want to follow me on my other social media platforms, I'm over on Twitter, Twitch, as well as Instagram. And if you want to see the latest in action figure news, you can find it all over at toynewseye.com. And I will catch you guys later. Peace!
Posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures every day. I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, I'm posing action figures, it's okay.
That's crispy.
Hey, new ShartimusPrime videos. Hey, you should click one. Yeah, click on one of them. Or subscribe if you haven't.
Your face is hit my shot, your face is hit my shot, your face.